We are live, here we go, gamers! Hey, Purveyor, welcome. You still don't understand what this YouTube XP system is, but hello? Yes, hi! Same. It's kind of pointless. Hello, gamers. I am here today for a very special occasion. I've been working on a new little stream avatar, and I'm going to be working on my game today. So you'll be seeing a little sneak peek at one of the central mechanics of my game. And how I'm going to be implementing that. I don't exactly know if I'll be able to do the whole thing, but I'm certainly going to be making some concepts for that. And you'll get a good peek at what that's all about. So that is nice. Also, we're listening to the soundtrack of Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which I really enjoy. But first of all, grand reveal. Little new avatar. Some folks who follow me on Blue Sky might have seen a little preview of this already, in a way. Ah, boop, there we go. Slightly different appearance. Thought it would be fun. It's just, yeah, ponytail. Ponytails are cute. What can I say? I also, you know, looking at this, I should update this like pause screen thing, background wallpaper, whatchamacallit. I should do something new with that sometime. Every now and then it's just fun to try out something new, you know. It can be neat. It's good for the soul. I don't have a soul. Alright, I'm gonna switch over to the actual screen where you're gonna be seeing what I'm working on. Hey, Shade Meadows, hello, how are you? And Flickasaur, hi, hey. How's everybody doing today? Alright, let me switch on over. Whoop, here's a little screen that I like to call Inkscape, which is a program where I make art and stuff. It's for vector art, so yeah, I'll give a quick introduction. This is like I'm horribly unorganized in this canvas. Look at all this. Look at all this. It's just like stuff. It's not in like pages or layers or anything. It's just here. Hey, no dabbing in chat. Be very careful what you're doing there. But yeah, there's a bunch of crap here. There's like a screenshot that I'm using as a layout. The sketches and whatnot. Is this even... Yeah, this is like not even in the program. This is just like pixel. So it's anything that's pixelized is not part of Inkscape. It's just like an image that I copy pasted in here. So this is just a screenshot that I took of other concept art or of the actual game. I just put it in here. But this is Inkscape stuff. Like this is it's made of nodes, as you can see, and lines that connect them. So you can move the nodes around, and then you can like change the curvature of the lines that connect these nodes, and that way you can make vector art. And you can do like gradient effects like this, where between two nodes the colors will differ. You can add lines, you can add shapes, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. Like making a honey sandwich, for example. This is going to be a power-up in the game. I originally had like this kind of waffle-like structure. Then I thought, why not just make it a sandwich? It's a recognizable shape. I think people will like that. Also, there's these honeycombs you can collect in the game, but I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a lot of stuff going on here. The main character has a bee-themed ship, you know, so I figured it could be fun to do like something with honey and collecting that. And this is like sort of the HUD. Yeah, I'm still working on this. This is the punch meter because, you know, as you can see, the ship can punch, which is fun. It has big arms that come out of the side. And yeah, you got this honey meter basically. It was very Rayman 3 inspired, with like the circular thing, with like a... I want this fist to kind of like rotate around it, indicating like how much punch ammo you have, I guess. Which you know depends on how much honey you've collected. That's pretty much how it works. You collect honey and you can use that to punch. So it's very different from a traditional kind of shoot 'em up game where you just fly and shoot stuff. I want it to be more, I don't know, hands-on. Anyway. What else is here? There's a bunch of like enemy designs. There's like, this is the old HUD design. Oh yeah, I haven't used this in a bit. Here was the very first concept art I did for the game. I've shown this one before. It had like grind rails, like these spider webs you could go on, but I'm not really using that anymore. I've gone in a very different kind of direction as I went along. So the flowers still indicate health. I'm still using that concept. They were like little pills before, which is like you know, basically the HUD from Kirby's Adventure. And these are like concepts for trucks that fly by, and some of them have like explosive or enemies inside, and some of them have honey inside, recognizable by this symbol. This was a very early like punch sprite that I was doing, so the image basically for the ship, like when you punch stuff. This program is lagging a lot because there's so much in here. Oopsie, that's my bad. Maybe I should just undo everything for now. I don't want to mess anything up. Why is it rotating? Oh, I'm doing that. Never mind. That's not the undo symbol. That's the rotation symbol. I thought this was the rotation, the undo. Okay, whatever. Basically, there's some ships up here. It's gonna be these ones that shoot. There's gonna be these ones that have shields, and you can punch those because you can punch through shields. That's like the whole thing. This is like the ship, and you can see what inspired it. It was the anchor arms from SpongeBob, because I thought it would be fun. Yeah, there's like bullets and crap. This is like the concept for the ship. This was originally the ship sprite, but I changed it because it looked a little too much like Twinbee, which was unintentional, but I feel like people would make the comparison between the two. And, I don't know, I just didn't want, I don't know, I didn't want to make it seem like I ripped off Twinbee, because I didn't. Like, honestly, I just wanted a round ship that looked a bit like a bee, so I ended up with this. But I ended up changing the fins on the back, basically, to this. So that's what I'm currently going for. Like, this is the current look of the ship. That's pretty much gonna be it. Also, there's a variant with brown fins on the back. I think I changed that. Pretty sure I changed that. I hope I did. Swole as fuck. Hell yeah. Anchor arms on the ship. Yeah. They're fun. What are the arms in lore? I think they're just the main character. Like, basically just stretching her arms outside of the ship and punching people. I think that will be fun. However, I need to have it make sense. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today. Like, these are all like early sprites. I gotta start fresh here. This is the current sprite for the ship, so I'm just gonna be taking this. I am gonna be making some concepts over here. Need a proper space for it. Here's the ship. Okay, so here's my idea, and I'll walk you through it. I wrote this down on a little notepad next to me. So this is the neutral state. This is just the ship, right? Nothing important. It's just the ship. Also, note that all of these sprites are temporary. You might have noticed that in some screenshots there's like outlines and stuff. That's what it's actually gonna look like. But I'll basically, I'm just doing concepts in this program, and then because I can draw in here so very quickly, and I can very easily like drag something down or up or rotate it, working with these parts. It's like a 3D model basically that I'm using as a reference, and then later I'm gonna be drawing over that, and that's gonna be the actual in-game sprite, because I want it all to have like a hand-drawn kind of look. So, yeah, just to clarify, this is all just temporary images, but I need to have something to work with, which is very important. Otherwise, I'll just be kind of shooting in the dark, you know? So, what I had in mind is, you take this, you take the moon, and you take the sun. Okay, moving this, it's just gonna rotate a little bit. Yeah, I think the sprite will have to rotate. Because I want the arm to kind of be like behind. I want it to be like an actual pose that somebody does when they're punching. So, the ship is going to be rotating in that direction. I'll just give this a yellow arrow to indicate like brownish. So I can tell like what it's supposed to indicate. Alright. You've ever seen like the little sketchy concept art for Sonic the Hedgehog with the little doodles and the stick figures? That's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to get a feel for the mechanics of the game. Smooth look works in this one in its own way, but having it be hand-drawn will look amazing. Yes, thank you. I agree. I like this. I like this look. This very vector, like 3D-ish almost kind of look. I think it's fun, but I think it's also kind of generic. I feel like a lot of games look like this. It's neat. It's bright. It's colored. It's fun. However, it's not the kind of look I want to go for. I want something more like, you know, Rayman Origins, kind of, in a way, with my own take on it. Something hand-drawn, something fun. Something more wacky and approachable. Because if it looks like this, it's just like, this could be any space game, you know? This could be any like game about shooting stuff in space. But when you like, let me show you one of the sprites that I'm actually using for the game, so you can compare. And I hope you'll agree with me on this one, but you'll have to see. Let's see, where do I have these? If my flippin', if Microsoft wants to work today, that would be cool. Okay, it's for the ship. Okay, check this out though. There we go. Okay, it's a little blurry because you know I'm putting artwork in a vector art program, but like this. It's like very clear and clean, and from a distance you can very easily like identify all the different parts of it. Like, this is what I want to go for, a more painting kind of look. It is better? Thank you. Thank God. I am happy to hear that. Relieved to hear that even. I feel like this one has so much more personality than this one. It's a matter of taste, of course. But yeah, that's basically just what I am going for. That's a glow up. Yeah, oh, I'm glad. I'll just be keeping this here so you can tell for reference. I feel like I need to make this like slightly wider to be a little more cuter, like the bumblebee ship, like the concept. Anyway, I can always do that later. I'll just keep it like that. Whatever. Maybe a little less wide. Something like that. I should go in and tweak that sprite. It's fine because I've literally only drawn this one. All the rest is still concepts. Got your art's distinctive texture. Exactly. And that's what I want. I wanted to have a more of a painting kind of vibe, you know? For those new here who haven't seen like mock-up screenshots of the game before, let me show you what I have. I bet I got something over here. Concepts. Where's my concepts folder? Maybe later we can dive into like the actual file and you can see what I'm working on. Okay, this is basically what I'm going for. Something like this. This would be fantastic if I can actually achieve this. That's my goal. The background is still a bit too complex in this one, like it's too distracting, I figured out. So it's gonna have like a blue overlay on it. It's gonna be way less pronounced. But the HUD, it's gonna look pretty much like that. Not on the right side, the honey meter is gonna be very different as we saw before. And there's gonna be like some dialogue and stuff happening. That's like the gameplay part where you like fly and shoot. However, there's more, because this game is part flying and shooting, and also part visual novel. So it's gonna look like this, where there's like two characters, always standing there with this kind of art style, and you have like choices of dialogue and whatnot, and that's what's gonna happen. That's the gist of what the game is gonna look like and what it's gonna do. Now, when you're flying, you gotta shoot stuff, but also you can punch. So that's what I'm trying to figure out now. Basically, I'm gonna type some text here so I know what's going on. Okay, that's way too big. Let me just set that to like 5 or whatever. It won't go lower than 30. What is this? What is this font? Oh my god. Okay, let me just type something, I guess. Okay. Holding spacebar. My god, there was so much delay. this program, man, it's great, but when you have too many objects on screen, it's gonna lag like crazy. Okay, so this is when you start holding the spacebar. Let me draw a little line so it connects these two. Dotted line, sure, what the hell no. Let's feel a little fancy today. Origins and Legends, yeah. Love the art style of those games. Gosh, I don't know how to feel about that supposed leak that flipping Rayman Legends is gonna get a remake or a remaster or another re-release or something. Like, my god, the series couldn't be any less dead if that's really the case. We already got the definitive version of that game, which wasn't even a definitive version because I still think the Wii U version is the best one. But yeah, whatever. It's just a little sad. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is I need one of these arms. Let me just drag and drop. And that's why this program is so flipping cool. You can just drag and drop parts. Okay, so. Arm comes out from behind. Which also, like, rotates. Rotates back and then stops. Okay. And then I need another part at the front, which is, I guess I can just pick this one. It's a concept anyway, so whatever. It's my IP to sit on and do nothing with. Oh my god. Couldn't be any more true. It's sad. This is the state of the current, you know, the video game industry, but also Ubisoft sucks ass. Ubisoft is just a garbage company. And I was just writing about that on Blue Sky the other day. It's like, the company of Ubisoft sucks ass, and I feel very bad for its employees, because, like, they literally just closed one of the Ubisoft studios after it unionized. Oh, wow, what a coincidence. I'm sure it had nothing to do with the unionizing. No, sorry. Ubisoft is working together with an actual arms dealer that produces some kind of Game Boy-like device to re-release some old Rayman Game Boy Color game. A fucking arms dealer that produces, like, AI-powered weapons that can take down people in war zones on their own. Like, what the actual fuck? What else did they do? They have like a long history of protecting harassers, abusers within the company, and It's a garbage company. It just sucks ass. And it's just completely deserved that their stocks are plummeting. I think they plummeted by like 95% in the past couple of years. And then they go ahead and like cancel like 6 of their projects. And then they're like, oh, we need to focus and restructure and blah, 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 blah. Like, what are you doing? You're a games company. You're not willing to invest in actual games or let the developers do their thing that they're good at. It's not so good. It's not very good. Okay, now this arm is also gonna rotate. Like a little bit. It needs to like pop out of the ship. So it needs to go in this direction, and it also needs to rotate. That's what it's gonna do. Okay. Like the whole Rayman situation. I wouldn't even buy a new Rayman game if it came out. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, disgusting. I don't want to give him any of my money. And again, that just goes out to the company, not the people actually working there. But they don't see the flipping profits anyway, so... yeah. Someone said it would be like if the next Mario game was a remake of Mario Odyssey, and it's exactly like that. Yeah, Rayman Legends is only like 10 years old. It was the last game. It was the last major game in the franchise, and we haven't had anything else since. It's ridiculous. Like, my god. Okay, now this arm is gonna... do this thing. Plus grow. It needs to start out small and then get bigger. However, this is the problem I've been facing. Now, this could be Aster's arm, this thing here in front, because, you know, it's Aster piloting the ship. But then this arm at the back, it doesn't look like that. It's a different arm, and the character, like, has these, like these gloves, and also these, like, golden cylinder things around her forearms. So... would this arm just be like naked? Why would it look different from this arm, you know? I think it would, like, I don't know, would people be bothered by it? Or would I just be like, I don't care, I'll just, one of the arms just got really big and muscular all of a sudden and like shook off the glove thing that she was wearing. I don't know. Would people be bothered by that discrepancy? Or would they just invent their own in-universe reason for it? Because, like, the arm is gonna rotate, like, all the way over here. The origin point of rotation is gonna be over there. And it's gonna be, like, basically doing this. Yeah, so it's gonna be over here. It's gonna grow to about this size, I think. The art discrepancy is fine for the sake of humor. It's very cartoony, it can work. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. Maybe I'm just overthinking this stuff, you know? I really appreciate your input, by the way, because, you know, most of this stuff is all just in my head, and I need to actually make something of it. So, okay, so this arm is gonna rotate outwards, and the origin point of rotation is gonna be over here somewhere, and it's just gonna, like, do this. It's gonna point at what it's pointing at, like the enemy. And this thing is gonna go, like, it's both gonna grow out of the ship and rotate in this direction, and do that. Okay. Cool. That's gonna work. Maybe a little less high up there. The ship itself is also gonna rotate just around its regular axis, kind of like that, while all of that is happening. Very understandable to worry. You won't know what complaints some people will pull out of thin air. Exactly. But now that I'm actually talking about this, I feel like this is stupid. If anybody does complain about it, I'd just be like, yeah, man, whatever. It's video games. It's my explanation is that I made it the fuck up. No, it's all fun and games, literally. Anyway, what's gonna happen next is this. If you keep holding the spacebar, it's gonna go over here. Keep holding space bar. Yeah. Okay. But if you release the space bar, it's gonna go up here. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on like the whole Rayman thing. I'd be curious to hear other people's thoughts on it. Like I had a good talk on Blue Sky with somebody who was like, yeah, you know, like, what was it about exactly? Oh, right, this was a whole different kind of worms. I feel like I enjoy the Raving Rabbids era of Rayman more than the Origins Legends era, and that's purely like a personal thing. But I like Origins and Legends. I think they're fantastic games, but their novelty has worn off so quickly. And like Origins was hugely inspirational for my art style. I don't want to like undervalue any of it because it's a fantastic game that anybody should play, and anybody can play and pick up, and it's just really good. However, Rayman has never felt less like a Rayman than in the Origins and Legends era, which has been going on for longer now than the Rabbids era. Like that is something that was pointed out to me that I was really surprised by. And that's just crazy to me. That is just nuts, you know? But at least Rayman still felt like Rayman for at least that first Raving Rabbids game, you know? It was, there was something up with that. Like, the vibes of that particular first Rabbids game, like, it was so cool and fun and whimsical, and it still sort of fit with Rayman, in my opinion. Like, the characterization, the visuals, the music, the style, the sauce, you know, that kind of thing. And even a little bit with gameplay, because it was experimenting with like motion controls and mini games and all that stuff, while still having a bit of a story. It was paper thin story, but I feel like it still had more story and characterizations than flipping Origins and Legends. It's just like, because those games they have nothing, like they just have so little to latch onto, and I feel like so much of the franchise was lost along the way. Everything that I loved about the games, like growing up, like the first one, the second one, the third one, it's just a lot of stuff that was just lost. Especially like characterization and world and all that mystery and fun and magic. I feel like it's just been sorely lacking in favor of like, hey, pretty good gameplay, this is fun. Yeah, I don't know. Especially with Legends, it all feels too polished and streamlined. Like both the gameplay and the everything else, like the presentation and whatnot. Still, fantastic games. Don't wanna like obviously. Love them to bits. They're fantastic, but in terms of Rayman-ness, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't really get it. I don't really see it that much. Origins maybe, Legends nah. I don't know. I guess Rayman is different things to different people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, personally, I don't know. If they continue down this direction, I really do not care much for it. Got Barbara at least. Hey, Barbara's cool. She's a fun character, but again, like, what is there in terms of characterization and story? Like, it's just so little. So little. Rayman Legends Forever. Hey, hello, Hayne. It's a good game, but Origins better do. Rayman Legends Forever. Rayman Legends Forever! It can never die! This is all you get! Eat it! Games should at least have a webcomic to help with the story. That could be fun. Not according to Daddy Ubisoft. Don't say that. Hey, Donut, hello. New avatar, yeah! Just trying something out. Also making some concepts for my game. I'll get right back to that in a second. Origins is your preferred of the two. Yeah, same. Even though Legends is, you know, fantastic. Like, what hasn't been said about it already. You do feel bad that you got into the series in 2011, first getting a PS1 copy of the first game, and then Origins just happened to be made then. Oh, that's fun. Everybody rolls into the franchise in a different way. That's always fun to hear. Good reboot without changing too much. I get what you mean. But at the same time, I'm like, Yeah, Rabbids still had holdovers from when it was a platformer, which is interesting. Alright, let's see. If you press the spacebar, I want this particular thing to happen. So I'm just gonna take the ship. It needs to just have a static sprite, or maybe a little animation of like the punch, you know? Let me just grab the punch. Bang, let me just grab the arm. Take that and put it over here. Like blammo, you know? Maybe a little animation. There's gonna be an effect at the top, excuse me. It's actually gonna be the hitbox as well for the punch. It's a separate object, so it's very easy to do. There we go. Just make that a little bit nicer. Remind myself to get off my ass and do some cool effects. There we go. Now the other arm is just gonna be to the side, I guess. Maybe to just be gone completely, I don't know. No, I think it should be there. I think it should still be there. A little bit. But like as a little closed fist, like a yeah! You know. It would be weird if the other arm was suddenly gone. I think it's also in my concept. Yeah, it's there in my concept. Okay. For silhouette reasons, I want to have that like small and off to the side. There we go. That's basically it. I just need to make this arm like a little straighter. I normally don't say this, but I need to make this straighter. Like it needs to be like a direct impact, you know? Something like that. Just goes like wham, and it needs to be like super exaggerated and big. Like this. That ought to do it. Okay. This is for releasing the spacebar. Okay, that's good. Now, next up. If you keep holding a spacebar, I want to have a little Rayman reference in here, actually, so it's appropriate that we're talking about this. Here's what's going to happen. Now, the ship and the arm stay in place. However, I want to do a fun little thing here. An animation. Like one of them spiral things. Gonna have to animate that. That's gonna be like a separate layer effect thing. I'm not sure yet. Just gonna draw like a rotating spiral thing behind her. As if it's like supercharging, you know? Maybe like a little effect in there as well. Let me just, this. Like this program's so easy. So convenient for me to do like the things that I want to do. Why is this why? Whoa! Why is that all the way over there? Alrighty. Interesting. I was just complimenting your program. Please do not break down and cry. Something like this, you know? Charging the fist. Keep holding the spacebar and this happens. And then, when I release the spacebar, you do like a super punch. Maybe I should make this one a little smaller then. But basically what happens is just you do the punch, but it's way stronger. And you can punch like through rows of enemies and punch them into other ones. Like with the weaker punch, you can just... I don't know, do a weaker punch, I guess. You want Rayman to have a story again and take itself somewhat seriously. Same, I really miss that. And I don't mean like it needs to be a serious story or anything. It can just be like Rayman 3, but at least that one had like... It had like so much going on. Like it had these worlds, it had these gods and stuff that they were talking about, and it has all this build-up and whatnot. It was really dang fun. Oh yeah, and 3D. Yeah, of course. This a 3D Rayman game would be so fun. Origins was your first Rayman game, still your favorite. Also think 3 is better than 2, which might be a bit of a hot take. You know, I get that. But I love 2, I love the vibes, the everything, but Rayman 3's gameplay is like really fun, and also it just has a completely different kind of vibe to it. It's still incredible. I honestly don't know which one I prefer, because they're so quite different in my mind. And every time I play one of them, I'm like, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite, you know? So, yeah, it's fun how it goes. Let me see. Origins was about to be the return to form. I'm sad they didn't go through with it. Yeah, they had a lot of plans for it, but it's gonna have like story and whatnot. It was gonna be episodic, but they ended up just not doing that. What are plans for the game? May have missed a couple posts of you talking about it. Oh, many plans. I've briefly talked about it on this stream, but I can maybe show some stuff later on. Can you put Chex Quest in my game? What? Like, how? Just as a side mode or something? Just the entire game? Okay, I think there should be like no effect for this, just like a little weak punch, just like a meow. Maybe like some star effects or something when you hit something. It could be fun, like that. Just like a slap sound. Maybe an animation, but that's about it. Now for this one, it needs to be big, it needs to be bold, it needs to be satisfying and all that. Something like this, that's more like it. That's fun. Like a big punching effect, like an area of effect. It just kind of does this, you know? That's what I want. I'm not so good with muscles, so I don't know how accurate this is, but I hope it at least comes across as like a big muscular arm, because that's the point. And then this happens. And it creates like a star that goes through rows of other enemies. That's the deal with that. After you beat the main game, you can play the entirety of Check's Quest. Asterix meets Check's Man, or if you want to go by official lore, Fred Checkster. What? Oh wow, it autocorrected Aster as Asterix, that's funny. Aster throwing hands, exactly. You still have the Raymond Bunny Gonzalez statue from 2006, and apparently they're super ultra rare now. They are. I think they're worth quite a bit, so hang on to that one. Just make this biceps like ridiculously big. There we go. Okay, so that's gonna shoot out. This is what I want to go for. And the reason I drew all of this is because I can have some temporary like sprites for the character that I can just use by exporting this. I can just use this concept art and plop it into the game. That's my goal with this. Aster X Asterix cross generation for the first 5 letters. Awesome. Let's see. All right. What is this Grant Kirkhope soundtrack? Well, it's actually David Wise and a couple of other people from Platonic, because it's the Ukulele and the Impossible Lair soundtrack, which I like a lot. There's like 1 or 2 Grant Kirkhope tracks in there, but I don't. They're just like the overworld music. The rest is all done by one guy's name was, I think, Matt Griffin. Wasn't there like somebody named Murdoch something? And David Wise. I wish I could remember the other guys' names better, because they actually worked on a lot of these tracks, and they did a fantastic job. I really like the soundtrack a lot. You know what? Let me look it up right now. Why the hell not? Let me have a quick look. That is Ukulele Impossible Lair composers. Matt Griffin and Dan Murdoch. Yes, want to give them some credit because they are rarely mentioned when this game is brought up, and they deserve all the damn credit they can get. One second, somebody sent me a... Oh my god. Holy crap, you can't be serious. A friend just sent me a picture of an eBay listing of a Rayman figure, of which I own 2. And it's being sold for 400 buckaroonies. Goodness. It's definitely not worth that much, and also nobody's gonna buy it for that price. That rarely happens with these eBay listings. But still, that is that's really something. If some schmuck actually wants to buy it for that much money from me, then hey, well, I won't, because I'll just keep it so it can increase in value. I really like this new avatar, by the way. I just saw myself like in the OBS screen, and I thought, like, that looks cute. I like that. Having a ponytail is pretty cool. Speaking of Rayman figures, yes. Anyway, these were some concepts I wanted to do. What else? I wanted to have another thing. I can just draw that right now. Why the hell not? It's my stream. I get to choose whatever. Okay, check this out. So, I want to have an item that you can punch. Shocker, I know. But it's gonna be like a... It's gonna look like a big jar of honey, basically. And let's see, let's just give that a little lid. Let's put some honey in there. Make it like an orange yellowy color. Then we just cut out a shape or something. Go. And we do difference, and then we get this. It's like slightly glass-ish. Like this, I don't know. Just kind of messing around here. A highlight on there. And then there's some like bubbles in the honey, because why the hell not? It looks nice and tasty. Maybe you'll sell your Bunny Gonzalez since once you're 80 and it's worth $1 billion. Hell yeah. The risk is, of course, that Rayman actually comes back somehow, someday, and they'll make like 1 billion Rayman figures, and yours will be worthless because everybody's like, I can just get a regular Rayman figure. Why would I get this one? That's the risk. Maybe a red lid is nice, actually. Okay, so this is also a temporary sprite. I want to use this for some stuff. Can I put a quick gradient on this? Why not? That's not right. What am I looking for exactly? I'm looking for a honey kind of effect. Do I have any honey things? Sure, this works. Whatever. So what's going to happen is that Aster's going to be able to punch this 3 times. And every time it's going to like... Whenever you punch it, like, let me just put it over here. Whenever you punch it, like, it's gonna bounce up, and it's gonna bounce back down, it's gonna bounce up, it's gonna bounce back down, it's gonna bounce up, and it's gonna bounce back down, and then you break it, and it like explodes into honey. That's the effect. And the risk is that, you know, when it bounces down, it can crush you and destroy your ship instantly. Or just cost you some health. I think it might be a little too much if it killed you instantly, to be honest, so I might rethink that, now that I'm saying it out loud. But yeah, it's like an easy way to get some honey, which you can then spend on punching a whole bunch of enemies in a row. That's the idea. And there's the risk reward, of course, like of getting hit while you're punching it. So I feel like that's a fun little gameplay gimmick. However, I need to actually make it, and that's the problem. But at least I'll have this little temporary sprite for it, and I can just add some flipping cracks to it. This track is kind of a banger, I like this one. And then one more. I know cracks don't actually work like this in glass, but whatever. It's just a temporary sprite. I'll look into like actual references for like how glass breaks some other time. Just something quick to give you an idea of what it's supposed to look like. Okay, like that. Then when it explodes, it's gonna like maybe explode into 2 halves. Like an egg. That'll be fun. Why the hell not? Let's take this. And I'll take this half. Let me duplicate this. I'm going pretty fast, I realize. This is not a stream where I explain my art program. It's really just me making some temporary art assets. Also, the program is in Dutch, I just realized. So yeah, that's not gonna do a whole lot. This one's gonna bounce in that direction, this one's gonna bounce in this direction. And then inside is gonna be like, I don't know, Probably one of these. One of these sandwiches. Maybe 3 of them, who knows? When you get a honey sandwich, you get like a crap ton of honey. I think like... how did I set it up again? I think you collect like 60 honey, and that's good for 6 weak punches or 3 strong ones. But I'm getting the feeling that's a little too complicated. What I want to do is make punching free. You can just punch anytime you want, but it's only going to be weak punches. To do a strong punch, you need to like have at least 10 honey. Maybe you can save up like, I don't know, 6 of these. That could be like for strategic, you know. For what am I saying? For strategy when you're playing. So it needs to be like a big splash effect. Just draw that real quick. There we go. You're gonna get Nickelodeon slimed. There we go. It's kind of like an egg cracking open. Symbolism, oh boy. Let's see, where was that cool honey-like effect? This is not it, but it'll do. Whatever. That's fine. Okay, so we get that, and this effect is just gonna like fade out of existence or something. That works for me. I think that's all the assets we need to like make a little prototype with that. Which I don't know if I'll be doing that today, because I think today I just want to make like some temporary assets that'll make it easier for me to do some stuff later. Truth be told, I'm doing this stream because I have not been making a whole lot of progress last week on my game, unfortunately, which sucks ass. Because I like working on this, but it's just been so tiresome with work and whatnot and other crap, and I just have not been able to do a whole lot, which sucks, because I like working on this so much. So I thought, hey, I'll do the stream and also make some assets that I can actually work with and, you know, ramble about my game for a little bit. And I hope that'll make for an entertaining thing. But also, I want to make some actual progress today. Because that would be nice. You'd love to do more programming, game programming, but you've been kind of burnt out and not mentally well. Ah, sorry to hear that. You know, you can only work with what you have. So, don't be too hard on yourself. I'm trying the same thing. Alright, what else can we work on today? You know what? How about I just give you all a little bit of a peek into what I've been working on. Just need to load it. You have to do something extremely self-indulgent to get back into it. Not exactly palatable. Wait, hold on. What was that last word? Platable. I don't know what the word means. Alright, I'm gonna switch over to my game. It's gonna take a sec because this program takes a while to load. It's Game Maker where I'm making this, and it's kinda complicated. Also, I was messing around with like transitions, like room transition effects. I can show you that. Sure, why the hell not? Let me just get that real quick. Won't be able to see chat for a moment, so don't say anything I wouldn't say. Okay, let's see. Game Maker. Oh wow, there's OBS in front, that's so weird. Okay, let me just switch this over to a different screen, there we go. Oh no, I'm using the wrong thing for it. I see, this one is the one I need. There we go. Okay. Check this shit out. So, this is the start screen of the game, where it just initializes a couple of variables and whatnot. It's complicated, don't worry about it. It just like sets up a couple of things, like score and all that, so that I can use it later in the game. Now, if I press F3, which is my debug key, it does that. Wow, look at that. It was almost a screen transition, except for the fact that it doesn't flipping work. Ah, bogus. Also, it keeps looping when it goes to the next room. When I go back, it's fine. And when I go to the next one again, it doesn't work. It's just straight up broken. It's straight up broken. I can't even continue to the next room. This is ridiculous. This is broken as hell. I'm not working with this. I'm just gonna remove the code that I made and just delete that. Okay, we'll be right back after these messages. I just need to replace the code that I was working on with go to the next room instead of do that stupid broken effect thing that I need to figure out some other time, okay? Alright. Gonna get that real quick. But hey, it's something. I did learn a lot while making that, so it was for the best. It just didn't lead to a lot of anything. The brown zone. Don't say brown zone. People saying booby in chat. No! Alright, anyway, we're back in the game. Anything I wouldn't say. That's right, I'm a rebel. How could you? How could you? Okay, let me just... Okay, so this still works. This menu thing. Don't say I'm gonna brown. Oh, Christ. This menu thing, it's still temporary. The menu is gonna look way different than this. Yes, I would say booby, but that doesn't matter. Look. Oh, it is. The character talking. I'm not gonna show any more of this because that's spoilers, but this is the cutscenes, and I'm happy with how these are coming out. Then this is the little tutorial section, where you're just gonna shoot and then fly and all that. I don't know what the last thing was that I showed, but like, movement has been like greatly improved. Feels very smooth now. You can collect these sandwiches, you can punch by holding, and then boom, there you go. And boom, there you go. And you can dash. Do a little dash. The new dash move! Of course, I haven't shown this yet. Look at how cool this effect looks. There's like after images and crap. Look at that. I really like how this looks. I think it turned out very nice. And this brings you to the first level. And this is looking pretty good because it has a background now. And there's like dialogue and stuff. And there's the HUD on the left. Yeah, there's a lot I realize now that I haven't shown yet. And you can shoot and stuff. You can collect these for health. There's like little impact things when you hit an enemy. It's looking so much better now. I haven't opened this in a while, so... Whoop, there we go. Whoops. Oh, got hit. Like HUD icons and stuff that... Oh, boy. Little dialogue and all that. The banjo speak. Yeah, it's more like... It's actually more like the original Star Fox speak. I specifically modeled it after that. But yeah, there's like a little thing at the top to hold the dialogue, like a little flipping thing. That's whatever you call it. The dash move looks so cool now. I'm really happy with how this turned out. If you get enough honey, you can do this, and you can do this, and you can do... If you have enough, you can do this. Like you need to collect like most of the honey throughout the stage to be able to pull off that last like satisfying. Like 3 combo thing. Yeah, that was her Zero suit, as I like to call it, because it's just her, like, she's not wearing like the armor that she usually is wearing. Really like that effect. I think it turned out quite nice. And it's like a camera object, that's the camera that's being followed. Like this is just one very tall level, basically, that you're flying through. And the DB stands for debug. It's a debug thing. It's just always there. Yeah, there's like some clouds and stuff like flying over. Very faintly you can see it. And yeah, there's a background now. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. There's gonna be characters on the right when they're talking to you. That honey meter in the bottom right is definitely gonna change. Let me just go back here real quick. So you can see like how it fills up when you collect honey. The little fist moves around. These trucks are moving. I can punch one of these trucks, and some honey comes out. That was a little sandwich. The flowers you can collect to get health. Whoops! If you lose health, like the image on the left keeps changing. Depending on the level, there's going to be different scenarios. In this one, she's being chased by the cops, so I thought I'd do something with that. If I get hit a lot, like it goes back to 1. Whoops! And when I die, I reset. There's like a little screen shake effect. But there needs to be like a delay on when you respawn, obviously, because otherwise it's a little too fast. Damn it. It's also just my own voice when I'm doing that. It's slightly pitched up and just going like... That's basically it. Also, the background, as you may have noticed, is doing like some random stuff. Every now and then there's like this island in the middle that spawns. There's these bicycles that are underwater because this city is modeled after Amsterdam. So, you know, there's a lot of bicycles that fall into the water every year. I wanted to do like a little thing with that. And I think there's like little boats as well, like that boat over there. Every now and then you see like a small boat in the background, but it needs to be very unintrusive, because you're just like, you need to be focused on like the actual screen, you know? You need to be focused on the actual elements that are happening instead of just background elements. So yeah. Amsterdam, lore. Yeah, she lives in the Netherlands. Thought it'd be fun. You know what? You know what? Since you gamers came to this stream, let me show you a new character. I've shown this up of like a few times, but there you go. That's Otto. Gonna be a major character in the game. At least in the first level. And that's all I'll say about that. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's video games, baby. I guess I hadn't shown a bunch of that in a while, huh? So there were definitely new elements there that people hadn't seen before. But yeah, it's gonna be one of these games where you fly and then there's dialogue stuff, and I want it to be very fun and accessible, and there's like actual designed levels. It's not like randomly generated. So I hope it will be appealing to people who normally get intimidated by shoot 'em up games. Which includes myself. I don't love shoot 'em up games. I'm specifically trying to make something that anybody can play by just going in this kind of direction. And I hope you gamers will like it as much as I will. First time you saw the low health image? Yeah, I don't know when I implemented those, but I don't know. Worked on those recently. Alright. What to work on next? I could be doing some concepts. I've only been going for... How long have I been going for, actually? Not even an hour. I feel like I should go on for longer. At the same time, I'm kind of tired. I had a long car trip today. My boyfriend and I, like, we went to pick something up, and we had to travel like for miles. It was such a long drive. I'm kind of tired, but this has been really fun. I'll just have to see if I want to do anything else here. I don't know. Gonna sound a bit odd, but honestly, this is inspiring you to get back into composing music. Hell yeah! That makes me so happy to hear. That is awesome. Fuck yeah! Make your music. I want to hear it. That is so cool. Genuinely, that makes me very happy. Alright, let's see. What else can I do? What else can I do? Gosh. What do I have the energy for? Oh, man. Just kind of thinking for a second. Oh, that's okay. This would go great with a rocking soundtrack. I agree. I am gonna need someone for the music. I don't know who yet. I want this game to have like some great music, because that's what I love about some of these games. Like action shooting games, like Star Fox, you know? Again, I feel like this game is more like Star Fox than anything else. With a bit of, you know, visual novel stuff in there. But I wanted to have like a rocking soundtrack. I want to have something really cool, but I don't know who to approach for that. I genuinely have no idea. Like, I don't know that many people who make music, unfortunately, or who can make like the exact type of thing I'm looking for. And what exactly I'm looking for is still not fully determined. So I don't know. I just don't know yet. I'm gonna have to reach out to people who do music, but it's so hard to find like people who do like video game tracks that isn't chiptune. And I'm not looking for chiptune, unfortunately. Like, I love chiptune, don't get me wrong, but it's not what I'm looking for with this game. Because of the art style, because of the vibes, because of the everything. I feel like chiptune would be out of place. You know, like 8-bit, 16-bit, that kind of stuff. I want something a little different. So yeah, I just don't quite know what to do about that yet. But I'm sure I'll figure it out. I'll just need like an actual working prototype first. That's the most important thing. Oh well. Figure it has to be at least CD audio quality. Maybe, or it can be like digital or something. I don't know. Must be freelancers out there. Oh, I have no doubt. I have made posts before actually about like looking for people who do music. Like I was looking for new music for my stream background, for example. But unfortunately, so far, literally nobody replied to it. I think there was just maybe one person, but it was also chiptune, and I was like, I don't really feel like that at the moment. Like, I don't know, I've made posts about it before, but nobody ever, basically nobody interacted with it, so that was a shame. Maybe you need to be more clear, like, I am willing to pay you money for music, please. Yeah. Maybe people Maybe people who work with animation. Yeah, maybe like cartoon people with a background in cartoons, perhaps. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. If anybody has any recommendations, like friends or people they've worked with, do let me know. You can contact me anytime on Blue Sky or leave a comment on this stream when it goes up. I will be very happy to know if anybody out there does music that could be suitable for a wacky, fun, action-packed video game. And it would need to have like a very, very distinct kind of fun style to it. It needs to be like serious when it needs to be serious. It needs to be wacky when it needs to be wacky. I'm looking for stuff that really hits like some, like fits with the emotions of the particular levels and scenes. That's something I'm really looking for, and it needs to be like, it needs to be unique. I want it to have its own flavor. Those are the only things that are currently going through my head. But yes, I can check out fan games, indie games, and check the credits. That's true. That is absolutely true. I hadn't really considered that. And I do want to have like some kind of demo at this year's Sage event, if I am able to do such a thing, because it's already almost the end of January and I haven't been able to do a whole lot, which is scary. But I'll see if I can power through. Who knows? Yeah, that would be so cool. I love Sage. It's such a cool event. But alas, I would actually have to make something for it to have something. That's just how it works, baby. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Anyway, it was nice chatting with you all. I think I'm gonna call it a day over here. Really appreciate you stopping by, because I always super love talking about this game, and seeing people get excited for it and give their input is invaluable. So that means a lot to me, and I hope to see you again next time. There will definitely be more of this stuff over on, you know, Blue Sky and whatnot, where I post my things. I've recently reopened my Tumblr, in case you want to check that out. There's a link to it, I think somewhere on my Blue Sky, but you can also just look me up at Ramble Prism on Tumblr. I've just been reposting like old artwork there. If you want to just see some classic Ramble Prism bangers, then yeah. Invaluable. Yeah, isn't that like what it means, like that it's like really important? Like, I can't make this without feedback from people. That's what I meant. If I used the wrong word, please do correct me. You're also hoping to get a game into Sage. Hell yeah. Best of luck, you can do it. Invaluable is the opposite? Oh. I value none of your feedback. I don't even want to hear it. No. For real, thanks for correcting me on that one. I didn't know. I thought it was like invaluable. What word am I looking for? Oh my god. Okay, that's it. I'm ending the stream. Dying of shame.